Things are starting to get set up in the new studio. What do you think? So after traveling a lot of the United States, we decided to land in Austin, Texas, and rented a house for a year plus, sort of outside of town, not in the city itself, and then found a place that we decided to put an offer on, and we just lucked out. But it's kind of a small home, doesn't have a guest room, doesn't have a place for an office, and I am a YouTuber person. I have lots and lots of bags. You can't see, but underneath there's all of the bags. I don't know if, it's pretty insane. So we knew we would have to build a second structure. So we built one where basically the bottom floor is an extra space for my wife and the top floor is an extra space for me. Moved everything out of the garage into this new studio space, which is slowly coming together and has been a source of significant existential dread for yours truly. You know, you'd think that having a new rad studio space like this would make me feel like super excited, and it does. But it's also been a source of depression, of an enormous amount of work to try to get this to feel like the kind of place that I want it to feel like, and not really like having a bunch of money to be able to spend on it, and actually having like a whole lot of gear that I just need to be able to fit in here. So right now, it's kind of a mess. But I do have my good speakers set up, and it's been great to listen to good music in here. It's my creative studio. It's my place for figuring. Setting up a studio is about figuring. It's about figuring stuff out, sort of as you go, right? It's a place for figuring out, so it makes sense that you would have to figure out how your studio, should be set up. And I'm using the word studio, but we're really talking about like a creative hut, a hovel, your little shire, secret spot, safe place. It's a place for figuring. I've had lots of studios in my life. Some of them just a meditation pillow in the corner of a bedroom of a house that we weren't even living in for more than a few weeks, with like a coffee table out as my desk. I've done that. I've also had extra rooms in my house which were always my office, and pretty soon the office just turned into a studio, partly because I started doing more and more video and audio stuff. But a studio really is for figuring. It's really for, trying stuff out. You need a place for creative expression where you don't have to have the right answers at first. You can go through some sort of a process to find what the right answers are. We don't know everything, right? So we have to have a place to have fun failing. So a studio is for figuring. Do you have a place like that? Like I said, it doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be perfect. It could just be like a corner of a room, a place you can kind of get away. I would say that the more stuff you have around it, the more like cluttered and the more sort of associated that space becomes with certain kinds of activities. And so it's a bit of a discipline to try to keep it sort of open. Keep it open for what might come next, not just what you've already been doing here. I had to do some of the more serious construction projects of my life getting this place set up. It was a trip. Couldn't have done it without my friend Tom, who runs StudioNeat.com with his partner Dan. If you need a radical pen, my favorite notebook, the Tote Book from them, and then the Mark I pen. The Mark II is also really sweet if you need something that goes in your pocket. But the idea of like spending a little bit more to get something you really love writing on and writing with. But also Tom is just a perennial tinkerer, and he has tools and he knows how to build stuff. And we built this whole shelf together. It's my design, a flat shelf, and then there's like stuff underneath it. I did the rest of it, and it's like, I don't know if I'll keep it this way, but I haven't even put all my bags, I can't even fit all my bags in it, but it is so many bags. Those videos coming soon. But I thought in this episode, I would just show some of the things that I have in the studio. First of all, I want to show you this thing. This is a birthday gift that my friend Scott got me. Scott is an artist, Scott the Painter on Instagram, and he's a really inspiring guy. He's a friend of mine I've known for a long time, and I love you, Scott, and I love this. It is like a wooden tape dispenser thing, and just in some like, the whole aesthetics of this thing are amazing. But that idea It can all be mended. Who needed to hear that today? I have this picture. Joseph Fortune Lay Rod the morning after. I mean, just look at this guy's face. He also looks just like my friend David Price. This one's kind of creepy. These are my locks from when I cut my hair super long. Get a little weird over here. There's my 100,000 subscribers YouTube thing and some cards my family pulled. And here's a hippo that my friend Cal got me in Africa when I went on the safari. If you haven't seen the safari video, I'll put that. I tell the hippo story on Cal's podcast. I'll link to that below in the YouTube description. Genesis, Seconds Out, live. I was raised on Phil Collins, but I found Genesis on my own. I keep this handy. This is from Trek. It's just a simple pouch in case I ever need a pouch that I need to just throw something in really quick and throw into a bag. I just leave this out on the shelf because this is my go-to one for that. Other stuff that I have in here is lots of packages from lots of companies that I need to see what's up with. And this is a package from Western Rise, who are sponsoring this video. I ordered a belt, black Evolution 2.0 pants. These are my favorite material for a pant. These guys, I'm wearing the 1.0 version right now. They stretch just enough. Most important to me, I think, is that the fabric is somehow drier. I stay drier with this fabric. I hunt, and I literally just hunted in these pants, the 1.0s. I also like lounge in them. Like I put them on today because I needed something comfortable to go meet a friend really quick before he flew out. And then I wanted to see their belt. I have seen it on their website. Anyways, so I ordered this little guy. I don't know, I'm not a belt guy. These days I don't wear a lot of underwear. I don't wear a lot of belts. Links to those pants and Western Rise stuff is below. And if you use my link, it supports the channel at no extra cost to you. And sometimes a discount code is applied. So thank you. That's my studio. I am new to it. And this is the very first time that I'm filming in a setup like this that feels kind of like, I think this might be okay for a first go. I've tried lots and lots and lots of shots. I'm overexposed a little bit in the windows. And this looks kind of cool. And I can see a lot of the roof. Oh, also massive shout out to Rockwool, who sent over some sound panels, some of their harder comfort board sound panels. I've already made a few here. It's like double layer. I did pretty good. I did all right. I made these frames for it and got some fabric. It's like doing some handyman kind of stuff, you know? But like sound panels, this room is gonna need a lot of sound treatment. And I had these windows here in the back of the main wall that I knew I needed to cover up because, anyways, film stuff. And I'm not sure what I'm not sure what I really am looking for, you know? I don't know yet what I want this to be like, what I want it to feel like. I want to be able to do podcasts in here with a group of people. I want to be able to have friends up here and just hang out. I don't want these stage lights and all of this stuff I want it to kind of be able to be moved away. Or it's, placed on the ceiling or something like that. But I'm a long way from that. Right now, it's just a place for me to try to catch up on a lot of work. Okay, that's it for me. That's all. I just got back from a hunting trip. I've never been hunting before. Just got back from a sacred hunting trip. I think I got to make a video about it. We didn't get any kills, but it was sacred hunting, so it was rooted in all these rad, old rituals and sort of wisdoms. I did my first Lakota sweat lodge, and that was so rad. That's it. That's all. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Maybe be open to the idea that you can trust. What if you can just trust? Here's the deal, right? I heard Tom Crum say this. Here's all the knowable information in the world. How much of that do you think you know? And he's kind of like, most people are here, some people are here, some people are here, but most of us are most people say this. I know about this much. And so he goes so why are we so concerned with this little bit when we know it's not the whole thing? In that kind of context, what if there was trust instead of fear? behind like, oh no, I need to know it all. But it's kind of like, it's a natural experience to just trust when you know it's like, oh, I can't do that. Nobody can know all of it, but you also can be prepared. We learned that a lot out in the outdoorsmanship stuff, which I'm just like kind of like loosely getting into. I've never hunted in my life. I've never done like backpacking orienteering like I did with Jamie Wheel's canyon course, or I've never done safari like I did with Boyd Vardy. This is all new stuff, and it's cool. I think that nature is really important. I think the wilderness, I think wildness, I think we're trying to connect to something wild in us. Oh, shucks. You got me rambling again.